the temple will change hands. The temple people won't be able to enter because once they've committed their wicked deeds to the extreme, and no one exposes them, they will continue to profit secretly for eternity. The temple will become like Wat Phra Dhammakaya, a Buddhist temple that operates worldwide but caters to and supports the Muslim population. But when they can no longer deceive them, they will seize the temple, close it down, and subdivide the land to build houses for rent, letting the Muslims live there instead. The Muslims will have houses near the stupa, the abbot's shrine, the grandmother's shrine, the Dhammakaya stupa, and so on. All the vacant land will be turned into housing. Then, they'll let Muslims rent and buy the land cheaply. And people from the temple won't be allowed in anymore. The temple sign will just be removed, and there will be shops selling children's clothes. Especially clothes designed to encourage Muslims to have multiple wives so they can have a large Muslim population and take over the country. Our temple will become a place where Muslims live and have children, filling the place. Just imagine how many. The shops will become shops selling children's clothes and toys. They've prepared it to that extent. This has appeared in the dreams of many people in the group I know, and they told me about their dreams. Then I asked real experts. And it became clear that the dream came from Phra Dhammakaya himself, wanting to show what will happen next. If there's no change, it will be exactly as in the dream. It's already been seen. But actually, since he's already seen it, it means he can still fix it. If everyone sees it and starts to question it, questioning or awakening means breaking free from the opposing side's manipulation. Once they're free from delusion, the side of merit can come in, and it will immediately become a source of merit. That's what can help solve the problem. But if people don't see it, or if it's told to them, they won't know or listen, then it will probably be like that. So, according to the latest signal, the song, Father, Don't Cry, means that the voice leading the meditation of O1, or Phra Dhammakaya, has become a voice used by people at the temple to deceive the donors and benefactors who still come to the temple, making them believe that Luang Por, Venerable Father, is still there and that they are still making donations to him. It's like the bottle seller who calls out to sell bottles. Even though the person who made that call is gone, the voice still remains. It's the same principle. Luang Por Dhammakaya is no longer at the temple. He's not teaching or leading meditation anymore. But the temple uses that audio tape to sell bottles and meditation, but there's no real person there. They don't want to meet him in person, and everyone is content with that memory and familiarity, deceiving themselves without wanting to let go of the truth that Luang Por is no longer there. They want to deceive themselves into thinking that Luang Por is only in their hearts, which is true. If everyone knew the truth that Luang Por is no longer at the temple, they would still have him in their hearts, and they would be able to think of him. And if they want to meet him someday in the future, if they attain the Dhammakaya, they will be able to meet him in person. This is what many people don't know. We can only inform you that this is the final moment that Luang Por Dhammakaya, who is no longer Phra Dhammakaya, hopes we share this knowledge with his disciples as a case study. He doesn't want the temple to deceive the community any longer. If his disciples are vigilant and refuse to be deceived any longer, even if we can't reclaim administrative power, at least they won't be tricked into eternal damnation, as we mentioned earlier. In the beneficial realm, if someone commits wrongdoings, the procedures for receiving punishment in hell are specific. But in the punishing realm, there are no rules. Therefore, if anyone makes a mistake, they will be seized and sent to the dark realm, never to be reborn again. This means being in darkness for eternity, a slave to Mara. Isn't that too much misfortune? Luang Por's disciples shouldn't be that unlucky. He hopes that even if you don't believe everything, you will have the awareness to see that it wasn't him from the beginning. When you realize this, when you escape from delusion, that is when you will be saved. Don't wait for karmic retribution to strike because your merit has run out. There will be no chance to rectify it then. Don't let the guided meditation voice deceive you to the point where you refuse to accept the truth that the real Luangpur Dhammachayo is no longer at the temple and is no longer Phra Dhammachayo. Just know this much. You will meet him if you want to. But if you refuse to believe this, if you want to deceive yourself along with the guided meditation voice at the temple, if you want to continue believing in the temple, if the temple continues to deceive you, you will never encounter the evil truth that Islam has seized the temple land and made it their own home. You might not see that image, but you will see that O2 is still the administrator, managing the temple and orchestrating various large projects until someone dies. It will become like that. The temple people will be deceived until they die, generation after generation, but they will have no merit left. And no merit will reach Luangpur Dhammachayo either. For those who refuse to let go of their delusion, this is the truth, everyone. You might ask, what am I sitting here talking about? We speak because it's our duty to convey what you wish. But we don't receive this merit from you. You didn't order us to, we volunteered from the beginning. Therefore, when you gave the signal, we performed our duty to provide information through truly knowledgeable sources. We received the information and then shared it. We rely on your compassion to share this with everyone, as well as our own. We are survivors, but a small number of survivors. We want as many as possible to survive with us. It's our merit if we can make everyone believe in us so we can all survive together. Some people try to say that we are an unreliable channel because we're banned from entering the temple, because we harbor resentment, or whatever. That's the thinking of narrow-minded people. I myself haven't been to the temple since August 26, 2018. I didn't want to go because I saw that we hadn't done anything wrong. We're simply sharing information from truly knowledgeable sources about Luangpur Dhammachayo, as you wished. We have our own ways of verifying our credibility. When we believe it's true, we have to fulfill our duty to inform everyone. It's like finding a good product, we have to share it. When we find good teachings from Luangpur, we try to tell our good friends, it's our nature. When we find that something is true, but not as beautiful as it once was, we have to tell others. That's why we've always performed our duty. We've seen that when we reported the truth, the temple even banned us from entering. This means they knew what we knew was true and they didn't want anyone else to know. They simply cut off our access, preventing us from entering the temple so we couldn't share the information. So what? We have to keep telling people outside the temple like this. But outside, some people will hear, some won't. They have to find ways to prevent people from listening to us. It's up to them. But mostly, they probably believe them more than us. That's why it's dragged on for so long, 7 to 8 years. That's too long. Then, we had hope after receiving information 3 months ago. We gathered people who believe in this and have a certain level of merit to dare to ask the temple staff to raise awareness. But they completely blocked us. It's strange that most people lack the intelligence to see that this is abnormal. It's called being obscured, but is it due to a lack of intelligence, or is it due to black magic, spells, or sorcery? It's truly a matter of individual karma. We've tried our best to tell the truth. We hope that after this, everyone will be fortunate enough to escape that delusion. But please know that Luangpur Tatachivo, or O2, is no longer the same person. Because in his heart, he no longer truly knows Luangpur Dhammachayo. He remembers everything that began. If no one tells him, he won't even remember that the project to help 323 temples in southern Thailand was initiated by Luangpur Dhammachayo. Or the Dhamma Yatra project was initiated by Luangpur Dhammachayo. Even the invitation to have people cast gold statues of Luangpu and Kumya, how many statues were there? He doesn't remember that Luang Por Damacheo initiated it. He doesn't remember what Luang Por Damacheo did. He only remembers that he taught meditation through guided meditation audio, because someone wrote it to him every time. And the person who wrote it said that the temple was built by Kun Ya, meaning that the person who wrote the script didn't meet Luang Por Damacheo and just assumed that the temple was built by Kun Ya. But that's not true. Or perhaps that person wrote it under orders from above, who didn't want Luang Por Damachao's name mentioned. They distorted the history of the temple's construction to attribute it to Kun Ya Chan so that Luang Por Damacheo wouldn't be mentioned at all. Everything was already controlled before. The higher-ups wouldn't interfere with the temple's affairs as long as Luang Por Damacheo was present, because he refused to share the money. But after that, whenever you see the higher-ups getting involved, know that it's because the temple has already shared the spoils with them. The major projects that proceed smoothly are because those who obstructed them have already received their share of the benefits. It's as simple as that. If people can't understand this, they shouldn't be followers of Luang Por. He teaches his followers to have wisdom, to think wisely, to think well, speak well, and act well. But those followers who only think about taking don't even know whether their thoughts are good or bad. They only know they want to take, they don't want to hear the truth. They claim it makes their hearts impure, that they want merit, and the merit they desire is wealth. But if their hearts are pure, they will receive merit. How much wealth will their investment yield? That's not merit, it's desire, it's greed, it's an investment. As long as their intentions are like this, they will never get the return they desire. And then, especially during a time when those on the sinful side have seized power, you get deceived because you deceive yourself first. This is where the seeds of deception lie. We can only summarize it for you. Therefore, since February 1st, there have been people who received leaflets and came to Wat Phra Dhammakaya hoping to participate in a public referendum to return power from the monastic order to the lay committee. But because no one dared to ask, it wasn't that they dared, they were afraid because they were heavily controlled. They couldn't move at all. And it wasn't just that they couldn't move. They didn't want it to become news. If you have a small number of people, they are ready to trap you. It's a tactic or method of thugs. And the people at the temple will just think, what happened? But you don't question why it shouldn't have happened, or why it happened. If it had happened before, it means they must have made a great effort to prevent the information from being suppressed. They tried very hard not to let it be completely controlled so that the people at the temple could awaken, see, and hear, and unite to request a referendum. But when you check with AI, it may not be 100% accurate. They say that in terms of the law and regulations governing the Thai Sangha, a referendum by lay people to reclaim administrative power from the Sangha, Buddhist monastic order, has no legal effect for the following reasons. 1. The power structure is vertical. Temples are not democracies where supreme power rests with lay donors. Instead, they operate under a centralized monastic administrative system with power concentrated in the hands of the abbot. As stipulated in the Sangha Act of 1962, the abbot has absolute authority over the temple and its assets. 2. Temples are religious property. Once money is donated to a temple, it immediately becomes the property of the temple as a legal entity. Lay people do not have the status of shareholders who can vote to remove the administrators, monks, at will. 3. There is no legal basis. While a referendum among disciples might have a psychological or social pressure effect, there is no law that would allow the result to change the appointment of the abbot or the Sangha. If lay people truly want to change the administrators, what should they do? Even though a vote to seize power cannot be achieved, lay people can unite to petition in the following ways. Submit a petition to the governing abbot. Gather a list of names and a vote of no confidence to the provincial or regional abbot